want you to get an idea how you believe Boulder County, or just the job that you're in right now, how do they see coaching? Is it something that you talk about? Is it something that just kind of happens naturally? So there's a couple questions in your workbook, and I want you to just talk about, what do you believe effective coaching looks like? Is it measured at all in this organization? So just kind of think about, maybe it's not on your performance review, but does your manager care about it? You know, is there some conversations that are had about this? Do you have any expectations, if you're a supervisor and manager, of your employees? And do you discuss those expectations regularly? So this is all around expectations. Number one, what coaching expectations are there? Is this an expectation that you'll do it? Is it talked about? And then secondly, do you have expectations of your team or your employees? Do all of you that work for Boulder County feel like there's an expectation to do coaching? Just out of curiosity. No. Okay, some said yes, some said no. Interesting. So who do you think sets that expectation? Yeah, you do, right? Your boss does, right? People recognize the benefit of it. So for those of you that said no, this is something that you have to decide, I'm going to take this on, right? I'm going to try to make this just an expectation of how we operate, right? That this is part of, if it's just my team, that's fine. Because maybe it's not being communicated, you know, as an organization across the board, which is fine. But sometimes it's coming from a certain manager or leader. So if it's not being communicated, it's probably hard to say, is it being measured, right? It's not on your performance evaluations, I'm sure. So the key for you to think about in terms of measurement is, how do I want to measure if I'm doing a good job at coaching? You know, what's my expectation of myself? How would you know it was working? What do you think might be some of the first things you would see that you could observe or recognize that would show you, you know what, I can see a measurable difference. I can see an improvement. Feedback, great. So that could be one way to measure it personally. I get feedback from my employees. We like this. Give us more of this. This is helpful. Yep.
Morale.
Yeah, I see morale. Like you said, Mike, you know, you want to boost morale. Well, that would be your measure, right? If I'm coaching, is it actually helping? Is it actually helping morale go up? And a lot of ways you can tell is the turnover slowing down, right? Are people calling in sick less? You know, when they're here, are they engaging more with each other? So you want to actually even pinpoint, what are the things I'm going to look for that would help me measure if morale is better, right? Okay, anything else you could think of? Expectations you might set for yourself.
Productivity.
Yeah, so you want to be clear on, what do I want to see? So if right now, you know, we've had 3 projects that didn't get done on time, and I want to start to make it a goal and set the expectation that 2013, from now till the end of the year, our goal is to get every project done before the deadline, right? That's an expectation. And so then you coach around that. So the idea of having clear expectations is, once you set them, then you coach people around that, right? If productivity is something you want to set, now you know, here's where I'm coaching people. I'm really focused on looking at what they're doing and how can I coach them around doing it more efficiently, right? Or doing it faster with less mistakes. So that is why these expectations are so important. And that you discuss them regularly, right? So if you put it out there, you're talking about it. If you put productivity out there, then you want to frequently tell them how they're doing. Call centers excel at this, and if you've ever been in a call center environment, they have these, I don't even know what they call them, but they're like these walls that are with big posters on there, and they make races out of everything. Like, there's big goals, and then everybody has a button, and they move people up, and so every single day, people can see their productivity levels. And now the key is making it motivational and not demotivational, right? And that's hard, because you have to really have the right people that get motivated by that and don't want to be at the bottom, right? And sometimes that can backfire. So you have to use something that works for your group. And you might ask them, you know, we want to increase productivity. We want to make sure we get things done faster. How are we going to measure that? And what do you think we could do to do that? And how can I coach you and best support you? So you have that conversation with your team or with your employees.